but it's starting at 9:01. So I was just thinking, we're going to be talking about decluttering the body and stuff today. But I was thinking, I've been decluttering my home because I just moved back into my home. So it's been quite a slow process for me, really, to do that. But what I've been realizing that in order for me to stay in purpose, I've got to be on purpose. So literally I'm setting 55 minutes every day on purpose to so I can actually make sure I get a bit of decluttering done every single day.
Fantastic.
Because that's what creates the habit, isn't it? When we're in our purpose, but we do habitual things on purpose to make sure that it gets done. Hey, hi Rebecca, lovely to see you.
Hi Rebecca.
Yeah, so I was just thinking about that. Oh my goodness, we're 9:01.
Oh my god.
I know, that was quick, wasn't it? So hi Anthea Parashchak, it's so lovely to have you here. Anthea is going to talk all about decluttering your mind, body and voice with the emotion body code. But before I start, I'm Nadine Benjamin. I'm the Intuitive Verdi Soprano. I'm a certified high performance coach. I'm a certified mind coach, and I'm also a theta healer. But on top of that, I'm a professional opera singer singing all over the world, and I love it. And I just love connecting people, championing people and celebrating people. So I just thought, I'm on 12 weeks safe at home. I'm not allowed to leave my home for 12 weeks. So I thought I'd share the people that I love the most and have lots of knowledge with you. And one of them today is Anthea Parashchak. Anthea Parashchak is a singing teacher. She's a healer. She's a certified body code and emotion code practitioner. And from what I know of her, she loves what she does. And I just thought, wow, why don't we get her on to talk about it?
Hi there.
It's so wonderful to have you with us today.
Well, it's wonderful of you to invite me. So this is, as I said, it's a new venture to be interviewed. So I woke up this morning feeling like I was going on the stage. Because,
Oh, it can feel like that, can't it, Anthea? Like the moment before you go, how we as artists cope with our nerves and stuff. Do you want to say a little bit more about that?
Well, I mean, my nervous system is really fine, and everybody's nervous system is fine, but I have a particularly sensitive nervous reaction to outside events. So, and I grew up with that, really. I was quite a nervous child with a very strong mother who would fix me with her fish eye if I wasn't doing what I was doing the things I should have been doing. So my overriding memory of my mother is...
My mum used to do that too. Isn't it funny how that used to just put you in your place straight away?
Oh, straight away. I mean, I was always confined to a corner because my parents both sang. So I grew up in the womb singing, I think, and was singing. But when I got to the age of 4, she used to drag me to all her concerts.
Oh, wow.
And make me sit in the corner and say, "Sit there. Don't make a sound. You're to be seen and not heard." I thought, uh-oh. So, I was already fixed from that point. So that I wasn't allowed to make a noise or express what I was feeling or what I was thinking or anything. Yeah. So I decided I was going to be a ballerina instead. And people used to say to me, "Are you going to be a singer like Mum and Dad?" I'm like, "No, I'm going to be a ballerina." I had no intention of being a singer.
Isn't it funny how we get led back into what our ultimate gift was? Because my mum was a singer as well, or is a singer, I should say, because my mum is still alive, and my mum loved to sing, and I always used to think that it was her career and that's what she did. And then I kind of felt like I wasn't allowed to have that pathway, because she also had that pathway.
But it sets you in competition with them.
Yeah, and it's unconscious, isn't it? And it takes years and years and years of unraveling to I remember when I got to that place and I was like, "Oh, Mum, I thought that only you're allowed to be a singer and I'm not allowed to be a singer. And me and my mum actually had a really great conversation about it. And, you know, I remember saying to her, Mum, I really have to choose now whether I want to be a singer or it's because you're a singer.
Well, that's right. Well, I got to the age of 16 and thought, the ballet bit's not going to actually happen here. So I studied it for 14 years, you know, at a very high level. But I thought, well, you know, my top half is a lot better than my bottom half. I think you need both halves to be a ballerina. But so I decided to have singing lessons when I was 16.
Oh, brilliant. So you came back to it,
I came back to it because I didn't know what else I was going to do. I wasn't highly what's the word? Intellectual. I was very art-based and creative. And so within a year, I got into the Guildhall. And so I went to the Guildhall when I was 18.
Oh, wow.
So I was very young.
Yeah.
And but just before I went to the Guildhall, my brother, who was a bass guitarist in the pop group, was killed on stage.
Oh, wow.
He was electrocuted on stage. And so just before I went to the Guildhall, it was like a real shock.
Yeah.
And of course, in those days, in the early 70s, which is a long time ago, there wasn't the kind of help that you get these days. If someone dies, then you have a different sort of way of helping. But it's still very difficult to treat people who are suffering from bereavement. But the problem was that I used to lie in my bed at night thinking he was going to die. I knew he was going to die a year before. So I thought, where are these thoughts coming from? So there's obviously something else going on. And I used to put my hands on my aunt when she wasn't feeling well. And I put my hands on her knees. And she said, do you believe in this stuff, don't you? And I said, well, I do. She said, well, I don't believe anything like that. She said, but you're making a difference.
Oh, so was that where you first started to see your first signs of being a healer?
That's right, and it was kind of there, but the premonition stuff was always bad stuff, and I thought I don't really want to have this thing going on in my life, so I kind of cut it out. I thought this isn't helpful to me or anybody else.
Yeah.
So anyway, I sort of I muddled my way through the Guildhall.
Yeah. As lots of singers say they do sometimes as well, because, you know, they're also going through their own stuff when they go through Guildhall or any of the conservatoires or even university.18sometimes when we're going through those moments in our lives of learning, we're going through the most challenging times in our lives, and actually being in those conservatoires or being in those universities gives us something to focus on. In fact, I think it sometimes saves people's lives.
I think so. I mean, I came from Yorkshire, so I grew up on a farm. So, I mean, I was down the M1 so fast you couldn't see me. I just wanted to be out of that environment. So I got lost in London. I lost, you know, in a sense, myself. I was trying to find myself for a very long time.
So tell me, I'm just going to say hi to Janet, hi to Susan, hi to Amy. And I'm just going to tell me a little bit then about, so you were a singer and you were on stage and you were performing lots and you had your own teachers and you left the Guildhall. So what was it that made you come to the work of body code, emotion code and healing? Like, and what is it exactly?
well, if you think that everything is energy, every thought is energy. How often have you thought about the person, that person's rung you up? You know, we're telepathic, but we don't use it anymore. So everything is energy. The body's energy, thoughts are energy, emotions are energy. So what the body code does, I'll have to put my glasses on because I made notes because I can never remember these things. Where are we? Okay. So it's an energy balancing system. And it was designed by Dr. Bradley Nelson, who is a holistic chiropractor, and it was based on a lot of his work. And so basically everything that we experience in our life is stored in our subconscious mind. So we're then driven by the subconscious. So if you think about our conscious mind is about 10% and our subconscious is about the rest. So
Yeah.
it's like an iceberg. You can see the tip, but you can't see that bit.
Yeah.
So basically, this exerts tremendous influence on our behavior and how and the things that we attract and the kind of relationships we have and all of that kind of thing. So what the body code does is it finds imbalances by asking the subconscious questions about what are the contributing energies to a particular emotional trouble or a stress or a physical discomfort. So the muscle testing is based on biomagnetic energy.
Okay.
Principles. So so our conditioning from the parents and teachers have a lasting effect on everything. So once an imbalance has been identified, it's released using a magnet. So basically what the magnet does is increase the intention to clear whatever it is, and over the governing meridians. The governing meridian is the acupuncture meridian that's linked to all other meridians. So it goes everywhere in the body. So you can have problems anywhere in the body. So anything can cause anything. So whatever it is, there'll be an underlying reason. And so a magnet does the work like a credit card does it. So it erases or charges, it raises your money.
Now I have to say, I've been working. I came to you about 2 years ago, and I started working with you. And I can tell everybody in the body code, and I didn't know what to expect. But I have to say, from working with you, for me, it has actually worked. I mean, I didn't realize that it was gonna actually clear my energies or my frequencies.
This is what's so amazing. It's so simple, but it's very hard to believe because it sounds so woo-woo and out there. But what I find so incredible is that even when I'm not in front of you, because you sometimes act like a surrogate for me and kind of, do the energy for me. Yes, I can still feel it. Well, yes. It's really weird. I was working on somebody, and every time she sees me, she starts yawning. So it's just like Pavlov's dog. She sees me, she just starts to release. So I don't even have to do that, and she starts doing it. It's really funny. But so all this stuff, it's cluttering up our life. With the decluttering. So I'm like a Marie Kondo of the internal world. Getting it all in order so that our bodies can work properly, our organs and our glands and our bones. And even if you think about accidents, what's an accident? An accident doesn't just happen. The accident happens because of our thoughts, our thinking. So we'd probably be thinking about kind of quite negative things before it actually manifests as an accident. So it's quite hard to grasp that. So as I said, anything can cause anything. It's it's quick. Sometimes I've had some really, really extraordinary results, even on animals.
Oh, really?
Yes. I'll have to tell you about this Juba the elephant. Juba the elephant, because animals don't sort of think, why is it going to work, or have a conversation about, accept they're amazing. Sorry. And so anyway, my nephew was working at Knowsley Safari Park, which is about 250 miles away from here. And he said, Anthea, I don't know if you can do anything for Juba, but she's not eating and she's swaying a lot as animals do in captivity. But more than usual, and she wouldn't do her training. And he said that her daughter had to be anesthetized because her legs were a problem. She couldn't stand up, so she had to, they had to put her down. So anyway, I worked on this elephant. I thought, why not? In for a penny, in for a pound. And obviously, I find she was grieving for her daughter. So obviously, things like grief and sadness and sorrow, and those came up. Sorry. Morning phlegm. Let's have a glass. And the one thing that came up was longing, age 4. And my nephew said, my God, she says, the hairs on his arms stood up. He said, that's when she was taken away from her mother in Zimbabwe. And so anyway, after that, day later, Juba the elephant was eating normally.
Oh, wow.
So, and I've done it on all sorts of animals, so I don't have to be with the person. I can just do it by thought. So people work all the time. I worked in different countries, and sometimes I'll get an email and then I'll just do the work and send the results. And then I get people sending things back saying, that's made a huge difference.
Oh, that's brilliant. So you also do the work on yourself as well?
Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Me most of all, because none of us are free of baggage, are we? And when you've had a quite difficult time, I've had lots of grief in my life, as most people do. Some people don't get that until later on in their life, but I had it quite early on. Yeah. And it makes it very difficult to work through. You get involved in bad relationships were so destructive for you. They destroy your confidence. So building confidence is a very big thing. And of course, I didn't have the confidence when I was growing up. So, I've been looking for the confidence. Like, where the hell is this thing? But it's hiding under. The confidence comes from knowing that you're safe inside.
Yes, exactly. And in saying that, you were knowing that we're safe inside, you were going to run through with us like a breathing exercise or something, or a space exercise.
Space awareness technique. Well, a space awareness technique, as I developed it when I was teaching beginners. So when I was right at the beginning of teaching, and because I just thought it would give them a better idea of themselves and bring them to themselves in a simple way. But of course, then people really liked it, and they said, "Oh, this is the best bit." It's very much my teaching if you think that's the best bit.
No, you're a fabulous teacher. I've had lessons with you as well, and you are a fabulous teacher. I love your work.
Thank you, darling. But the space awareness technique, and of course, in this time of restriction, and it's essentially a gift. To actually declutter. As you're decluttering your home, we declutter ourselves. So did you want to do that?
Yes, could we start it? So
because you're keeping an eye on the time, because otherwise I'll rub it on.
And I am. We're banging now to that time that I said we would start.
So this is a really nice thing to do. It makes you aware of spaces that maybe you didn't think you had, or gives you a different idea of it.
So we're all just going to follow you now, okay?
Okay. So I'm just sitting on my piano stool, but without having your back against the chair, so that your back is free. Yeah. So you're just going to have your feet planted on the floor, width of your hips, and let your hands rest on your thighs. Yeah. So the space awareness technique, you can close your eyes or not. You can, so now you're going to imagine the space between your ears. So if you don't know what that feels like, you can always touch it with your fingers, and you might feel it's a very wide space. It's much wider than you think. So that gives you that touch. So imagine the space between the ears and letting the back teeth open, so there's no gripping or grinding in the teeth. And then you can move to the shoulders. So the tips of the shoulders, again, you can touch if you'd like to. And imagine the space between the shoulders. And then imagine the space between the elbows. So again, that's a bigger space. It allows the organs to relax. So the internal space is widening. Then feeling the space between the knees. Feeling the space between the ankles. And the toes. Even between your toes. We often grip our feet. The toes are widening. and you allow the ground to support your feet, so nothing is pressing down. It's just being supported by the floor. And allow your torso to be supported by the chair. The chair is supporting your torso. So now you're going to expand your awareness through the floor. So imagine the streams of energy from the soles of your feet going beyond the floor, down, down, down through to the earth energy. And then feeling the space above your head. As high as you like, there are no limits. So the earth energy comes up from your feet and meets in the middle, and then the energy, spiritual energy, comes down from above and joins it. And then expand your awareness behind you. We always forget about our backs. We're told to watch our backs, or people stab you in the back.
Yeah.
So we close off our back. But the back space is the most important space for a singer, because
I would absolutely agree.
Yeah. And you open, so the back of the throat opens and widens. So you expand that more and more, back, back, back. And then you continue that round the side. So again, the walls disappear. You expand your energy outwards. And the space in front. So you're expanding your aura. So you open from the inside out, not the outside in.
Yeah, and it's funny because the front is where people are always wanting to protect, aren't they?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And then essentially, I'm going to say, imagine a little seed of gold, or gold light, or silver light, or pink light, whichever one resonates with you, in the heart area. It's a little seed. And imagine that seed is glowing bigger, and the seed is growing. And that glow is expanding more and more beyond your physical, into the spaces around you and beyond you. And you'll find that your body breathes you. It breathes me. So you find a quietness in your expanded state. And in this way, we can also connect up with other people. It's amazing how far our energy reaches. So we actually are all interconnected. And if you're still feeling jittery inside, you can start to breathe 4 in, breathing in 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, nothing, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, nothing, 2, 3, 4.
What a lovely illustration.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we've got some extra help.
Yeah, it's funny, like as we expand around, that you then begin to feel that sense of freedom almost. That's my experience anyway. Other people will be having other experience. If you want to share what your experience has just been of that spacing, please do. We'd love to see your comments down the side.
Yeah, great.
If there's anything that you want to say, and would you say that this is kind of this spacing is something that you could do, every day? Or
yes, well, you can do it lying in bed if you wanted. In fact, it's a mixture of autogenic training, which I did many, many years ago, which is a self-hypnosis kind of method. Autogenic training, Alexander, and then then spiritual awareness, if you like, if you want to use that word. And so I kind of put it together in my own way. But you can actually do it lying on the bed and just imagine the spaces again, and just do that. You don't have to think about your feet connected and all that. And you can just say at the end of that, it breathes me. So it's a way of calming yourself before you go to bed.
Well. And I love that. I breathe me, it breathes me, my breath breathes me. Like, I think that's really, that's really quite powerful.
Yeah.
What I noticed when I said it, I breathe me or it breathes me, was there was a kind of a stillness that happened in the breath.
Exactly. So the nervous system gets calmed right down. I'm really calm now. So, so it does work. And the other thing I was going to say, there's always this thing, I think, therefore I am. No, I am, therefore I think. So it's just a different way around it. It makes you think a little bit more. That place inside is something that we all have. It's getting in touch with that. So when you have that, and that's the thing about the emotion codes, if you're blocked in the heart and you need to sing from your heart, then you're going to find a wall and you're not going to reach your audiences. So we block our hearts, we make a wall. It's made up of all our fears and all these things, and then that stops reaching the audience. I found that when I had cleared mine, I had a completely different reaction from people. It's like, oh wow. So it's to be a singer, to reach out to people. The thing is not to reach out. It's like chasing a shadow. If you chase a shadow, it runs away. So you have to come back to it. So again, you're behind. You're always behind everything. And then they come to you.
But even it's not even just in singing, is it? It's in life.
Everything.
Everything. And with where we are in our homes, we would, you specifically wanted to do that specific exercise because everybody's in their homes and they may feel that their space is smaller.
It is.
So by doing that exercise, you're giving them an opportunity to expand.
Exactly.
Even though they're in a smaller space.
Exactly. But you see, we're beyond the physical. So we see everything as physical. And it's physical, but we're ignoring all the other energies, which are just finer vibrations that we can't see. So you're tapping into that. So you're going beyond. If you magnified your hand, I don't know how many times, it would look like it was open. It looked like there was nothing there. So we're used to the dense physicality of things, and we can't see beyond those things. But
I'm loving some of these comments, Anthea. Rebecca is saying, can we please, are you able to record this exercise as an audio? Janet Hay is saying, oh, how calming, thank you. Grania is asking, do you teach online? The answer is yes, Grania, she does. And wonderful exercise. I'm going to get Anthea to leave her details in the comments. Lena says she's feeling extremely calm and relaxed. Thank you, Anthea. And Gabrielle Tubbs is saying extremely calming indeed. So this is wonderful. So are you able to do that as an audio for everybody? If we could leave it in the stream, in the comment stream, would you be happy to do that?
Yes, absolutely.
That's fantastic.
Absolutely. It's free for everybody.
Oh, that's such a blessing. Thank you. And Anthea, where can everybody find you?
Well, I have a website.
Okay.
singingteacheruk.com. So I've got all sorts of things on there. And obviously on Facebook. And I haven't got as far as doing a YouTube channel. What you've been badgering me about.
I'll definitely put it in the comments section, so everybody can see where your website is. Yeah. We've also got Susan who's saying, wow, feeling so relaxed now, feeling sleepy. We'll use this technique when I can't sleep. Thank you. So yeah, brilliant, Susan. So Anthea's gift to us is that we will record it by audio, and I will leave it in the comment section for everybody to be able to access, along with Anthea's website details as well. And you can also get Anthea Parashchak. Oh, I'll just put her name up just so you can see. I forgot to do that, didn't I? There we go. Yeah, just so you can see. And that's Anthea's name on Facebook, and you'll be able to access her there. So is there any lasting note, Anthea, that you would like to leave with everybody?
Be safe.
Yeah.
Be kind.
Yeah.
Be happy.
Yeah. Thank you.
Just stay in your space, stay in your groove, stay in your, if people are putting their energy around you, it's negative, just walk away.
Yeah.
You don't need to take on everybody's stuff. It's all out there all the time on the news. And I find myself doing the same thing. It's natural to do that because we're all concerned about the future. And this isn't to make light of it. But we must keep our nervous systems calm because we need to then gear up when this is over.
Yeah, I'm just seeing that Danny Parashchak is saying husband is calm too. Very lovely. We've got Joanna Proctor here. Anthea is the real deal and the best teacher. I have known her for over 30 years and she's brilliant, Jojo. Thank you, Joe. That's wonderful. Anthea, thank you. You've been such a blessing.
And it's my birthday.
Oh, yes. I forgot about that. I was just coming to that as well. So we'll just sing you a happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Anthea. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you.
Yay. So I'm sending you a blessing. Thank you so much for joining us, Anthea.
It's been a great pleasure and great fun. We'll have to do it again sometime now.
Absolutely. I'm sure everybody would love that, especially if you've got more exercises like that one. Everybody would absolutely love that. Anyway, take care. Thank you. And thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. Everybody's saying thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Happy birthday. Everybody's giving you YouTube watches and everything. So we're sending you love.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much.
That's all. Bye-bye.
Bye, darling. Bye.